Hi, this is HAED Sparkles. I am working on the heaven and earth, as you see. We are right here. I'm going to try to at least get over to here in the next couple of days. It is Saturday, May 8th? No, May 7th. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I hope y'all are having a fantastic weekend. I got called last night by my son, and he's taking me with his family tonight for Mexican. And then I was called by my daughter this morning, who called me and invited me to go do a fish fry with her husband's family. So I was like, well, yeah, okay, that's the only way I can spend it with you. I'll do it. And then Monday I have a doctor's appointment in her town, so I may just throw some food and water out for the dogs and spend the night. Oh gosh. And I've checked on the rocks. They are doing great. I'm going to have my son help me bust them open tonight and see if we can clean them and maybe set them up for another week or start the second week process. And I'll video it since I'll have help. And that way you can see what they're looking like. Because I honestly don't know. I looked on, opened them up, burped them. Didn't know you had to burp the things, but burped them. But you couldn't see nothing because they had all that gray, gunky stuff all over them. I've got all the packages wrapped. I do got to go by Dollar Tree and pick up some of the wonderful Dollar Tree packaging tape, because duct tape, believe it or not, just does not cut the mustard at all. I would have thought duct tape would like duck whatever, but no, doesn't work. And I'll get them ready, and I think I get my check on the 15th, which is a Sunday, so maybe they'll give it to me on Friday, and if they do, I'll run to the post office or UPS office or whatever and get these out to y'all. And hope y'all like what you get. I don't know why, but what I'm sending, I was just kind of got the feeling to go send it. So that's what I'm sending. It's not what I originally thought of sending, but I'm sending. If that makes any sense. My little stowaway dog finally went home, but I got a feeling she'll be back. Yesterday I found her about halfway over here, so if she thinks the weather's coming, she'll be back. But she doesn't bother me. I don't mind her being in. And she's house trained. She's been an outside dog so long, that's where she wants to go when she's got to do her business. So I don't mind. And she's, oh God, 15 years old. So, you know, let her have a few years of inside life. I'm not that much of a dogs belong outside person, as you can tell. Been reading up on the cards, figuring out what to do with them. So hopefully those will start working. Right now I got some patchouli, spicy patchouli burning. It smells pretty good. Except it's making my nose run, but of course my nose is running since I woke up, so I think it's just the allergies in the area. Everything's blooming and spiking little buds and coming to life. Spring is sprung, and then next week's going to be summer. I'm not joking, guys. Next week, our weather is supposed to be like 90 degrees. It's like, really? We just now got spring. And you're going to do 90 already? I hate you. Because I do not like 90, especially 90 in Arkansas, because it's very, very humid, very hot, very sticky, pretty miserable. So, AC time. And then, of course, I need to get some filters for my AC. And they're a real weird size. They're like 14 by 20 by 1. They're 20 long, 14 wide, and 1. And they go over the A-frame of the AC. And I found them once, and I can't remember where I found them. It's like, dang it. One of those things of, why don't you write this stuff down, girl? And I would put it in my phone. Everyone says, put it in your phone. But I don't know how to access when I put it. Once I put it in there, it's like there forever because I don't know how to get back to it. That's just like that woman that says, we can put you in an office with a computer. And I just kind of almost laughed in her face. It was like, you do not understand. If I call somewhere and I get that computerized recording, I just hang up or just hit 0 for 9,000 times till I get a person, because it drives me insane. And most computers, I can't make them do what I want. For some reason, if I put it in the phone, I can make it sort of do what I want. But in the computer, no. And I don't know if that's just because I was already way up in my 30s when really computers started off. Now the grandkids, you know, they've been computer their entire life, and they're just like, we love these things. Me, on the other hand, I preferred paper and pen, you know, a real book versus a digital book. And then, you know, I did find those audiobooks on YouTube. I finished book 3. Stayed up till god awful time in the morning listening to book 3, which was really good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't about the other couple, but they were in it, you know. They're just starting to figure out maybe they like each other. But it was pretty good. Now I'm on book 4. And there's 6 of them. So, got a few more to go, and then I'll go into the Christine Feehans and have me a Feehan along. I love Christine Feehan. Just absolutely adore her. I have read her books for, God, last 20 years. And then I just kind of got out of reading. I don't know why. I just did. Yeah, I got another dog wanting in the house. But he can stay out there for a little while. He's in the backyard. I went out there to get my flip-flops and check the rocks, and he went out there too, so it was like, all right, you're out here. My son right now is at a car show. He shows his baby shit green. I know it's not supposed to be not the real color, but that's what it looks like because it's so faded. 1969 Thunderbird. But it really does look baby poo green. Really does. And so that's what I call it. The baby poo green mobile. I mean, it's got the suicide doors, the whole 9 yards. He found it in a barn and kind of put it back together and got everything working. And he actually drives it to the car shows. And he's actually won awards with it, even though it looks god-awful, just because everything in it is original. Even the radio is the original radio. So I was like, okay. He said this time he didn't, one he went to last weekend, he said, oh, Mom, I didn't get nowhere. And I'd been to that one, and I joined it, and I will never join it again because it's for rich people. It's all the people that have megala money and have the money to rebuild, repaint, you know, yada, yada, yada. So they look like they're coming from, you know, one of the car auctions. And that's not really, you know. So I like the one he's in today where it's, you bring it, it's in whatever shape you have it, and you show it. And it's shown for its merit, not how much money you have that you can rebuild it. Because anyone that has money can rebuild a car. is the ones who don't have money and make something of a car, is the ones that I like to go see. And time just does things to cars, you know. The paint chip, the peels, the clear coat peels up. That's what happened to my Camaro. It's not been in a wreck or anything. It's just the clear coat just started coming up in layers. It's like, okay, what's with this? And I don't know about anyone else, but I just don't have a shitload of money laying around that I can go and say, here, you know, pay a couple $1,000 just to repaint the clear coat, take off the clear coat completely and repaint it. One of these days I might, if I ever have money, but if not, oh well. But she runs like a beast. She runs like a beast. And unless you're up close, she's a really pretty beast. She sounds like a beast. Looks like a beast. She's a beast. Right now I'm not driving her because it would cost me a mint to drive that beast. Because when I had her engine rebuilt, they boarded out over 10 and told me I would have to run premium in her because she's so high powered now. Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I don't have the kind of money to run premium in my car right now. Last year I did and would take her on runs. This year, not so much. I might put some mid-grade in her and then throw an octane booster in there and run her, you know, 1 or 2 times this summer just to get her out of the carport. Go take her down, let the car place guys play with her, because every time I take her in to get, you know, an oil change, it's like I just took Nirvana into their thing, and everybody comes out and got play with a different part in the engine and touch it and, you know, all that. If they can even get to anything in there, because it's so tight in there, it's just like unreal. There's not even room for me to put my arm down in there. It's like, all right, y'all can play. I remember, and she vibrates a lot. I mean, just from the power. And I kept hearing this rattling, and I could not figure out what it was. And I took her in for an oil change, and, you know, rotate the tires, and, you know, do all the just basic stuff. And the guy comes up to me, and he's got like three lug nuts in his hands, and he's like, ma'am, these have all stripped and we're inside your hubcap. What do you want me to do? And I was like, well, do you got new ones? And he was like, well, yeah. I said, well, then put new ones. And he was looking at me like, oh, okay. I was just like, you know, instead of coming out and saying, oh, your lug nuts have all, you know, vibrated off and stripped out, we need to put new ones on for your safety. It's like, what do you want us to do? It's like, well, I'm not going to drive home now that I know that, you know, there's not very many holding them on. They just cracked me up, though. Okay, where is that? There it is. Okay, there. Okay. It's like cross stitch, only with beads. But that just cracked me up. What do you want me to do with these? And I hate taking her to the shop, because every time I take that dang car to the shop, it's in there for like 3 months. It takes them forever to find the parts, forever to work on it, because there's nothing easy in that car. And the computer in it, all it will tell you is what system. You know, now you put it on a computer and it says this system, this sensor, this. And pretty much tells them how to wipe their butt. Well, this car, all it will tell them is the ignition system. And so they've got to figure it all out on their own. And it's almost comical. It really is. Because they are not the most brilliant little chaps in the park there. And then they're like, well, now we got to find it. We know what it is. We know where it is. But now we got to find the part. And that in itself can take some doing. The last time took, well, how long did it take to get the part? A month and a half, 2 months? And then it took them about another month to take the steering wheel out, the dashboard out, the column, all the way down into the firewall so that they could get to the one little switch that had gone out that tells your car to stay running. So, yeah, nothing. When you own a very old car, there is nothing easy about it. Nothing. I remember we rewired the whole thing because as I was driving up our driveway, which is over a little bridge, it just died. Just died. You know, and I was like, well, hell. And so my ex come down there and he was like, why did you park it on the bridge? And I'm like, I didn't park it nowhere, dummy. I said, this is where it died. So he gets in there and fiddles around and it starts. Well, the minute he shuts the hood, it dies. And we kept doing that little stunt. It was like, open it, it runs. Shut it, it dies. And so we kept doing that. And then finally he was like, you know what? He said, you just go to Amazon or eBay or wherever you want to get it. And you buy so much of this wire. And it was like, you buy these colors and you buy, you know, how many feet. And he spent, the better part of 2 days, because we finally just left the hood up enough that it would stay fired to where we could get it up to the house. And then, good Lord. And then we just parked it. And then he sat there with his little voltmeter and he went wire by wire, and when he could find the bad cracked wire, he would strip it out and put the new one back in. And he did that all the way through that car. So the car's been totally 100% rewired. I mean, rewired completely. I mean, so it was just, there's been so many things with this car. And then now you can't afford to drive it. You got it where it's perfectly drivable, but you can't afford to. Because it costs an arm and a leg and half your house. So a couple times I'll go jump start it, go run it, you know, just so that it can be ran. Maybe one of these days gas will go back down to a decent price and we can actually run our cars. If nothing else, she's pretty to look at. She is a 94 Camaro Z28 with the Z28 engine, the LT1. I mean, she is a beast. Now, when she had her racing cam in her, which I didn't know, you know, you couldn't run racing cams. So when I bought her, she had one in her. She was scary because you would go to pass someone on the interstate, and the minute you locked her in, she would be gone. I mean, she would go from doing 60, 65 to be doing 130, and it was just like, I didn't think my ex would ever be scared of anything, but he came in and he was like, your car scares the MFN hell out of me, and I am never driving it again. And he never did. He handed me the keys, and he never drove it again. Me, I drove it by sound. I could tell by the sound how fast I was going. It just has a certain pitch when you hit a certain speed. So, I did it that way. I'm just not going to stick my foot all the way down to the pedal and see what happens on something that's got, one of the bigger V8s that's made and tougher ones. I was like, yeah, I'm not that crazy. I know my brother had brand new. It was a 2016, 2017 when they first came out. And he was like, I don't think my car could take your car. And my ex had a 2021 convertible Camaro. So we called them the grandma, the mom, and the baby. It was just like the whole hill was Camaros of different generations. And my brother actually went and spent, $1,000, $1,200 on pipes just to make his sound like mine. I was like, you realize I don't even really have to put pipes on mine for it to sound like that. And he said, no, that's the disgusting part. And I was like, sorry. We just happened to be driving by somewhere and it was sitting out there. And it had a for sale sign on it. And I think we bought it for like $3,000. And I've had it ever since. Love that car. I would like to drive it more, but with the price of gas right now, I don't even want to drive the one that's economical. Kind of ridiculous. Now, on to the HAED. This one here was 600 and something stitches by 600 and something stitches. And when I times that by the 02.54, it came out with like right here's the end of it. And my canvas is actually a little longer. And it ends here. So it's right at almost 4 feet wide. And then it's 5'3" long. I think I went ahead and it's 125 centimeters wide on the canvas, but the picture's only 120. And I just don't do it the way I did. All I got to say is do not do it the way I did. It was so much money. Because I ended up buying my canvas separate, and I ended up having to play piecemeal because I got ripped off, and I got tired of dealing with them, so I just dealt with what they sent me. They kept sending me the mini amount of drills instead of the full that I paid for the max amount, and they kept sending me the mini amount. So, that was kind of crappy. And so some I have enough to do, others I'm going to have to look in my spares or buy some more. And then I finally sent her a list and said, these are the ones I need, and this is how many, because she kept just sending me the same thing. And I kept having to send it back, and it was costing me $20 in shipping to send them back. And so, yeah, just buy them from someone who does them as a kit. We'll kit it up for you. Well, not kit it up, but, put it all together and you can just get it as one lump sum. Because that piecemeal stuff will cost you a stinking fortune. I think altogether for this one, I paid $320, all said and done. So, yeah, I would not recommend it this way. Because I had to buy my own drills to finally fill it in because I couldn't get it through her to her that she was sending. I don't know if she just was farming it out to someone else to do and they just weren't getting it or what. Because you can tell when you look at my beads, I have tons in one color that I only need 100 in, and then very little in something I need 1,000. And as I find them, I just purchase them. It's just like, yeah, I just won't use this company again. I'll use Smith Beads or Jenkins or Unique Ears or something, but I won't use that company again. I just got a really bad taste. So I just won't do that again. And when I first started, I was just like in a sea of blue. It was really hard. So when you first start and you don't see any detail, just know that it will come. Because when I was up in that left corner and all I was doing was multiple shades of blue, tons of blue, and I wasn't real thrilled with it because I couldn't see anything. I was like, is this thing ever gonna do anything? To where I literally was jumping up and down with joy when I finally got over to the star where it's shooting and to the gazebo where I had the yellow lights and stuff. I was just like so ecstatic because it was like, I have color, I have color, I have color. So it will come, guys. It does come. Just be patient. Trust the process. That process thing. Trust the process. And once it starts coming out, and it gets easier to do once you have other colors, and you can kind of look on your pattern and see where they go. And it's not as hard as when you're just looking at a sea of white. Because I can kind of look at my pattern, just glance at it, and just look at the holes I have available and know where I'm supposed to go. There. I don't know what color it was, so I'll go there. So, one, two. I know I had that one already. And if you don't clear it off, it'll mess you up. Was it this one? Yes. Okay. So 1, 2, 1. And that's where I mess up. If I don't clear one off, it'll mess me up every time. Right there. And I don't know why this one is not sitting in there correctly. Okay. And then this one actually belongs right there. There. Oh gosh. Sorry guys. Don't mean to be ignoring you. I'm sorry. 517 still here. It's just every once in a while I gotta actually concentrate on something to fix something. All right, 1, 2, 1, right there. There, fix it. So yeah, today doing Mexican. In the Mexican restaurant we're going to, it's like an authentic Mexican restaurant. Love it. It has this volcano bowl thing that I love. It's got cactus in it and like a creamy chili or cheese red sauce. I don't know how you can get a cheese red sauce, but it really is, and it's awesome. And I might get a margarita. I don't know, because they make some awesome margaritas, and I won't go get them by myself because, you know, I know the effect they have on me, so I just don't do it. So, unless I can con my dad into it, which, you know, he's not much into going anywhere other than Walmart, and I really don't like Walmart. So I just don't go because, you know, I only went with my ex, and that's because he drove, because he was like, yeah, you don't need to be driving after you drink one of those, because they are really awesome. Awesome-y possum. So it just depends on, since I gotta get up early in the morning and go the other way. And then school's almost out. So waiting to see what happens with all the kiddos. I may get them, I may not, I don't know. Because some of them have all kinds of extracurricular activities. Some don't. Everyone works. So I don't know. I don't know if they're just gonna farm them out to their friends or send different ones here or what. I was gonna go to a 3-day festival, but that's the weekend my daughter and her family are going to Disney, and they had already asked me a couple months ago to babysit their dogs, and of course I said yes. And I didn't know that anything was coming up, so it's like, I'm not leaving 5 dogs in the backyard for 3 days. No, not doing it. I just, you know, had a really not so good feeling about that, so it was like, no, can't do that one. And so, it was like, yeah, no. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna put that color there. This color not only popped, it popped off. And I'm pretty sure that's the one. Right here. It looks like it'll work. And that's what I was telling you guys about, you know, with these, they pop really bad. And so, like, as soon as I get over to the edge there, I got to pull it off, roll it really hard to try to get them to lay down, and then I'm going to polyacrylic it. And I'll probably put another layer of polyacrylic across the top and just have 2 layers on the top, 1 layer on the bottom. And then the next time I pull it off, I'll, you know, kind of do the same thing. So I'll be glad. This is one of the few I've really had the polyacrylic. The Vengeance, the Knight Rider with the orange fiery chains and all that one was the same. It popped horribly. I had to, like, row by row, pull it off and seal it just so that it would stay together. And at least it had a pattern behind it, so if one popped off, I knew what it was. This one, if it pops off close enough to where I'm at, I know what it is, but otherwise I don't. And I just kind of guess and try to get close. And I was going to try to put some bling in this one, but since I'm having to seal it as I go, it's not really something you can just pull off stuff and say, I want to put some bling here, because it's sealed. So she may not get no bling. Keep wanting to fill that hole. Where I'll put that hole there. And it's the one where I finally finished the color. So I don't have a color for it. It's down in the drawer. Or in my box. I just threw it in the box because I was like, I'm not going to be grabbing for it. Oh, where are we at? We're at 34 minutes, guys. Um, she's coming along. I'll sit there and stay on with y'all until I get this section done so you can see the process evolve. And yes, it's just like this. There's one of that bead in 600 drills. One of that bead. And it's like, for real? Realsies? I think you're $5.98, yeah. Pretty color, though. Very pretty color. Wait until you see it, guys. Here it comes. Look at this. That is a gorgeous color. It is like a... there, it's just kind of coming in and out. But it's a gorgeous... And it doesn't even look that color in real life. It's more of a seafoam greenish blue. Very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. 807. I would like to get down to one of these containers. That would be supremely awesome. I've had 2 containers sitting on my love seat for a year and a half. And if I have enough company that I need the love seat, then I have literally... Okay. Is it this one? Yes. And there we go. That and that. And that. And that. There we go. And there. Oh, that was not that. Who was that? Here. Just put it in there, and that's not really it. So let's go with that. I might actually, okay. If you have put one somewhere it doesn't go, I have found the trick is turn off the light and then go looking, and then you can see it with the light off. It's this one right there. There we go. Because you can see the colors then. That was a 156, which is a real pretty baby blue. Baby blue. Instead of the seafoamy blue. Oh, no. Wonder if the cat's eating all our cat food, because if I let the dog in, and it's almost gotten where it's all of them, they figured out that her food's really cool when Mama gives her, surprises, which is the wet cat food. And they want to sit there when I'm not looking and jump up there and eat it all. Which would explain why one of them's turning into a little sausage. because he's been snitching the cat food. Yeah, I guess. You know, look at that one. That's a darker. It looks fine the way it is. So yeah, this is what working on a HAED is like. Especially a J-wall HAED. It's like, and I'm not, I know Diamonds and Washi's working on one, but I'm doing it a little different. She's cut hers into 4 sections. I would be on the second section, the bottom of the second section, but I'm not sectioning it because I don't want to have to deal with trying to figure out how to put it back together without losing part of the picture. You know, because if you sit there and you put it in a frame or whatever, you're still going to lose a part of that picture, and I don't want to. This one, is it off? Now that I got that hole fixed, maybe I can just put it in the fixed hole and it'll be HAED. And that's the one thing I hate, absolutely hate, about these double-sided adhesives is sometimes you just have to pull it all the way off or run it back and forth to get it to sit where it's supposed to. Because it don't want to. There we go. We've almost got that section done, guys. Y'all keep me company so much. I really, really love the ones who come in, the ones who ask questions, the ones who, you know, let you know that they've watched it. I really appreciate that. You don't know how much. I'm going to try to get better at the filming. When I get back from my weekend stuff and my doctor's appointment, because I imagine he's going to tell me that I need to be more, because I mean last week I just kind of, it just did nothing but rain. It was cold, well not really cold, but just wet and dreary. And I just kind of just laid around and dozed. It was like, ugh, I don't even want to get up. Don't want to do nothing. Don't want to do nothing. But I really need to do something. And I need to start, you know, being more active. So I'm going to try to get more active. Y'all see me more. I want to try to get some more videos, not just lives. That way you can watch them when you want. Because I know it's hard to interact with the lives once they're over because the chat goes away. I mean, it just disappears. You can't see it. So if you're not there, you're only getting half of the conversation. And that kind of bites. So I'm going to try to get more videos up. And that way you can, you know, send me comments and I can talk back with you and let you know whatever. Like I said, when my son's here and I can get him to open the thing, I'll video it and then we'll wash off the rocks and see what we got. Because those things, let me tell you, they don't tell you that in the videos. They look so easy. They are freaking hard to get open. I mean, they are freaking hard. I mean, it was like, my dad was wanting to pull out his pocket knife and start prying. And I was like, no, it won't hold the seal. I was like, we got to figure out how to get this out of here. And my hand strength, maybe I need to get one of those stressy balls or something and start just playing with the stressy ball. Because my hands just don't have that much hand strength to pry that thing out of there. Which is what you pretty much got to do. You gotta put your thumb on the bolt thing and then just pry and get it to pop out of that seal. And oh my Lord, it is hard. It was like, you pull on that and I'll pull on this and we'll see what we can do. And that was how we did it. Literally. He was pulling on the bolt thing and I was pulling on the side to get it to release. And of course they're new, so they're really, really, they're not worn in or anything, so they're really tough. But I put the little ceramic things in there, and they're in there going round and round and round and round right now, so we'll see what we get. I can't wait, because I got a feeling it's going to be pretty, really pretty. And like I said, if they're really, really pretty, I will try to make some cover minders and have them to give out to Patreons. So if anyone's a Patreon, I can't have members yet, but if anyone's a Patreon, that'll be the giveaways. And if I can get enough of them, I may, instead of doing every 3 months, make something different and give them away every month, have a monthly Patreon gift for that level. Right now, I finally got my first affiliate sale, and I was just like jumping up and down and ecstatic. And I am an affiliate with Uniquely Yours Down Under. You do not need to use it, but this month is Josephine Wall's birthday month, and they are having a special to where if you buy a Josephine Wall, you will get 2 entries into the giveaway, and they're giving away a journal and a set of oracle cards. So, gonna be like 2 giveaways. And you can either use my code, which is Cindy Walsh 79, or I think on the site it's got a specialty code for her birthday where you can get 10%. Either one will get you 10%. It's off the whole order. If you use mine, I do get a little bit of commission, but what I do with my commission is I put it back and hold it in the site until I get enough that I can purchase another canvas for the channel, to unbox and do on the channel. So it goes back into the channel. But it's Cindy Walsh, all uppercase, 79. It'll get you 10% off the order, the entire order. But if you order a J Wall, you will get 2 entries into the giveaway instead of just 1. Now, remember, this company is a build your own canvas company. You can order whether you want regular or soft lint. You can decide if you want squares or rounds. If you want ABs or no ABs. If you want crystals or no crystals. I mean, you build your canvas, so they are not sitting on a shelf for you to just say, I want that one, and then they just pull it off the shelf. They literally are made to order, so they do take a little longer. They are like a TSA. I think TSA takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, and Uniquely Yours is pretty much the same way. And then it just depends on China, if they're shut down at the time. If they're shut down at the time, that's not anyone's fault. That's China, and no one can do anything about it. So, but you are getting a made-to-order canvas. If you want crystals, I think they come like an all-crystal painting. If you want ABs, you'll get, depending on the size you order, as you can also order up to 3 different sizes. It's like anywhere from 2 to 5 or 6 ABs, depending on the size you order. So it's all made to order. You build your canvas, you have control. So, I think that's pretty darn obvious. It's wonderful. And if you have one that comes in and the supplier, graphed it wrong or did something wrong, take photos, send it to the support site. They will take care of it. I mean, yes, you know, it'll have to be probably redone. It takes a little longer, but at least you know they are going to take care of it. And it's not that, well, it's up to you. You got to figure out what you're doing all on your own. Haha. So, very good company to work with. Right now, one of the owners is, her mother is terminally ill, so she's, you know, kind of taking a little bit of time right now to recoup. So if you cannot contact her, there are people available. Just go to the support email and someone will contact you. You're not left hanging. It's just you're not going to get her. Because, you know, I don't know about anyone else, but when something's wrong with your mama, it's your mama. Give her the time. I mean, and I know because I worked for an employer that if it was his mama, it was all about he was doing what he wanted for his mama. But if it was anyone else's mama, it's like, oh, it's just your mom. I mean, I don't understand that, but it was what it was. He's actually going back out to the real workforce because he thinks it's going to be better. Because he don't like what he had, which I don't blame him. I left there too, but I can tell him it ain't any better where he's thinking he's going. So, but I'll keep that to myself. As he's the reason I left that job. So that is what it is, guys. And I don't know how many pagans are on my page, but Rose has a site. Just look, I think it's Spiritual Pagans for the Diamond Painting World or something like that. Just kind of look that up because she doesn't want people to be invited to it. She kind of wants them to find it on their own. And I'm like, okay, that works for me. So, you know, she just wants them to find it on their own. Okay, what do I got going on here? This must be right here. And then this. Must be, actually, I think that's off. And this one's right here. All right. And now I'm working with this one. So this one will go right here. And that one's right there. There we go. See? You just got to kind of step back, look at it, and you can figure out where you did your boo-boos. And as long as it's not a major faux pas, you can figure it out. And this is all we have left, guys, right? I'll get my hand out of there. Maybe it'll focus. Is it focusing? What's it doing? Oh, it's slipped. That's what it's doing. This is one of those non-stiffies. There we go. There. And hopefully it'll stay. There. That's all that's left, guys. Of course, it looks like much more for me than it does for you. For some reason, it only looks like a little bit. But we'll have rocks recorded this afternoon. Of course, I got the next 2 days are pretty tied up. I have my boxes to put the rounds in, and I may just unkit some kits and just throw my rounds in the box and then later build the box. Do the build a box. Like Build-A-Bear, build a box. Because my boxes are so full, I can't stuff any more stuff in them. But I already know that there's one color I gotta go check for this canvas, because I'm supposed to have like another 100, and I think I got 10. So I know that's one of the ones I was shorted on, which bites, because if I don't have it, which maybe by now I do, then I'll have to go purchase it. And for those of you that would like to know where I bought my beads, you can leave a comment asking, and I will answer it in the comments, but I will not say it out loud. So you can comment, I'll go answer it, you can go look, but I won't say it out loud. Has anyone seen Jade? I love Jade's office, man. Her drill office. I just watch her drill office, and I just sit there and going, oh, the sparkly little beads. Love them. Okay, and for those single digit, because there's some that come up with a single digit. You can go, and I think I did put it in a post, to, I can't remember the name of the site, I'd have to go look. But it's where you can do a DMC conversion, and like 4 is the same as 414. 31 is the same as, I think it's 327, I'm not for sure. And I know 29 is the same as 327. So you just kind of have to go in there and do the conversion to find them. Oh, 31 is the same as 31. There's an 031 and there's a 31. There's 2 different 31s. And what they are is, in a real cross stitch, they would be a 6-thread bundle and then the regular bundle. And they're both the same color. And then whatever color it matched back to. Which I think is 327 or close. Yeah, I think it's 327. So it's just, you go to that site, you look up, and it's like it'll give you 6 colors, and you look at your picture and you find the closest color to what would work for your picture. And I think I had, maybe 10 colors that were that way. And I actually have a little list. Let's see if I can get to it here without getting in the middle of your stuff. Here we go. And see, this is my little list. Oh, nope, 31 is 208. But, like, 01 is 928. 02 is 168. 03 is 318. 4 is 414. 5 is 453. 6 is 842. And I just wrote them on this piece of paper. And actually 29 I did not write down, but it's in here too. And that one's the 327. And so it's just a matter of, and make sure you write them down. Make sure you write them down. I learned that the hard way. Because if you don't write them down, then you won't know what to put there. And then, like, if you run out of a color, you won't know what to refill it with. And some of them, like mine, have 2,000 beads for that color, so you know you're going to have to refill your bottle. Like this color, I'm down to 45 of it. After I put these two down, and like as you use them, it subtracts them, so it'll show that I have 43 of them left that I need to put down. So it'll count down, let you know what you got, how many you got left. And this is Pattern Keeper. Pretty neat little program. It only works on an Android though, guys. Only works on an Android. So I actually went and bought me like an $80 Android tablet. I don't even think, it doesn't even really have a name. It's one of them no-name cheapies. Just for this. One of my 820s popped off. There we go. It was like all of a sudden I look up there and there's a new hole. It's like, where'd you come from? Let's see, that's 4. So once you get in the groove of doing this, it's not so hard. It's a little harder when I'm trying to do a video and explain it. But it's not so hard if I'm just listening to music or an audiobook or someone's live or something, and then I'm just in the groove. It's not so hard. And I can usually knock out 18 to 20, what is it? They're 600 piece. If I do 4, it'd be what, 24? So anywhere from 18 to 2400 in a setting if I'm actually sitting down to really work on it, which is 1 to 4 sets, which would get me down here. And one right there. You see, we're getting there. We're finishing up that flower, that blue rose. I guess it's a rose. I guess it is a rose. But now I'm getting down to where everything is one bead. One bead. I think there's a couple in there that there's more than one, but for the most part, it's one bead. And what I'll probably do tonight, I just don't eat that much. You would think I'd eat like nobody's business, but I really don't. And I would probably have leftovers and put them in my fridge and eat them on Monday, since we're doing fish fry tomorrow. And I will probably have my son put out water and food for the dogs on the back porch so that I don't have to do all that hauling. I don't know, guys, my abdomen's not doing quite right. It's starting to get swollen and sore and do some funky things. So I don't know if that site's failed already or what. If it did, I'm just going to have a meltdown because I'm getting tired of every 3 to 6 months after I have surgery. It's like, I'm back. It's like a bad boyfriend. That's exactly what it's like. A bad boyfriend. You know, one of those you can't get rid of, but you want to get rid of. So, I am going to when I go to get my shingle shot, I'll let the nurse know and kind of take a peek at it so that at least she can document it in the records, you know, so that they have a record of it for them stupid people from long-term disability that sit there and think I need to go back to work whenever my doctor flat told me I shouldn't do anything more strenuous than getting dressed. And I'm like, what do y'all people not understand? I mean, they are just unreal. I finally told the one I was talking to the other day, I said, well, if you'll sit there and pay my medical bills and you'll go lay on that table and have your abdomen ripped open again to try to fix it, I'll come back to work, but you get to do all that for me. And she was like, no, ma'am, you're good. And hung up. So it's like, y'all drive me insane. And they call it all kinds of the weird hours. And it's not going to make me come back to work any faster. But it will make me flip out on the phone on you. And I've been trying to, not be that way anymore and try to fix that. Because that was part of the PTSD problem. And doesn't help when people trying to push your buttons all the time. Them button pushers. They were like, well, you can work on a computer. And I said, okay, I can't even figure out how to answer. Return your email, and you want me to work on a computer? She goes, well, man, that could be an issue. And I was like, yeah. I swear it took me like 45 minutes to figure out how to return an email. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Okay. There. It goes right there. I don't know why there's something there. Okay. Right there. Right there. And right there. And right there. Okay, fine. Got it. And the bad part about it is if you get off somewhere, then you'll notice it when you get to it, and then I have to rip them off and put new ones down. And it is so fun. I don't know if anyone was watching TJ's live today. He's doing his stash blanks. Ones he put back as really super duper blanks. And now he's working them up. Kind of cool. Problem with my income situation, it would have to be the one. Like if I buy one of his pens, it'll be the one that I just cannot live without. There's been a couple I've tried for, but not many. Because if I pay that much for a pen, it is going to be the one. It's like, woohoo, super duper pen. Yeah, I can't believe that by Monday we're supposed to be 90 degrees. It's like, oh, Lord. My yard looks horrible, but I can't mow it. And they can't really mow until it dries out some. So it's probably middle of next week. Maybe my dad can get to it. Or next weekend my son can come up and get to it. But, yeah. It's starting to be 2 feet tall in places. It's going to be 4 foot tall and bulletproof by the time someone comes done doing something. And then it'll start dying because you mow it and it's so hot it'll die out, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'd be fine with putting rocks out there and painting it green. It's like I just don't like mowing. I love the grass, don't get me wrong, but I just don't like mowing. I used to love to mow, but now not so much. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm not allowed to mow, I would actually mow it. It's like we're down to the last 6. Last 6. Then I'll take a picture of where it's at, make a thumbnail, get it up, post it. And see, sometimes I'll actually sit in diamond paint for hours. And it takes about an hour a block. So if I really get in the groove, I could get a booty ton done. And then when I get over here, we're back into more faces that'll pop up. That's where those hidden faces are. Which is really cool. And so as a recap, we're working on the HAED. We talked about them audiobooks, which are awesome. I'm an affiliate for Uniquely Yours. They're running a special this month for a drawing. If you're interested in that and you like Josephine Walls, you might want to hop over there. We're going to check the rocks this weekend. It's finally quit raining after a week of, I think we had like 9 or 10 inches total. We're not flooding because I live up like on a hill, but the creek is really running. I wouldn't let my kids walk in that creek right now because it is like, probably it would be up to their knees and it is running hard and fast. So that would be definitely out. Not in the ground and my grandkids. Okay. So, we finished that section. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to hop off of here. Hit the like on your way out. If you haven't hit subscribe and you'll know when these come up. I will put this in the playlist. Love y'all again, and I'm going to try to start doing these weekly. At least get this worked on weekly. So you'll start seeing weekly videos on this. And I will work on getting a few more videos out and being more noticeable and upfront. And love y'all. And I'm going to head out of here. Y'all have a great weekend. Great Mother's Day. Take care. Those of you that partook last night, drink lots of water today. It'll help your head. Love y'all. See y'all later. I'll see y'all that come in the Nix. I'll see you in Nix's tonight. And talk to y'all later. Bye.
Click here to subscribe.